I think it's time for a change up in scenery, don't you? Ah, that's more like it. Anyway, I've got a spark which I'm going to use to ignite the fire for a brand new collaboration here on the channel. So top 10 wise, I'm today collaborating with none other than Skylander Gamer TV to talk to you about trap sculpts. Hence the trap team background. So we're going to roll the intro and see what Skylander Gamer TV has to start off this video with. Even I almost said conclude then, and we're not anywhere near the end, as you can tell from the time bar at the bottom below me.
Ignite the Fire is brought me on the channel to talk about these bad boys. That's right, we're talking about trap sculpts in this top 10 video. He has 5 picks, I have 5 picks. So thanks for bringing me on the channel tonight, and let's get into this. So my number 5 has got to go to the Toucan Traps. I mean, look at these traps. They look so dang cool. It focuses, yeah, they look just so awesome in my opinion. I just chose my life one because, my air one because, air goes perfectly with the toucan because it's a bird. It just looks really cool. It's like a totem kind of, like this. And I think I have buzzard bee trap on this one, which makes sense because obviously air is he's a bird, air, stuff like that. I just think it looks really cool. It was a trap they showed in the trailer when they trapped Chompy Major, except it was a life one. And I think the life one probably looks better than this one, but yeah, I love the Toucan Trap.
Now for my number 5, this was a tough one because I considered both the hand and orb traps, but in the end I wound up choosing the Totem Trap purely because if you look at this trap right here, you'll see, when my camera wants to focus that is, some excellent symmetry and some great detail on the face itself. The 4 hands going around the totem, it just really looks like this is honouring some sort of beast, and so there's almost kind of like a tip of the iceberg type feeling to this trap, like there's more than just meets the eye. And above all, there's also the symmetry. It's basically the same either way you flip it, and that's just a really clever and comforting design. And again, for carvings, for detail, it's magnificent in terms of how good it looks, how clever it is, and just how much fun I have staring at it either side, because either side, again, you're going to get that same symmetrical look. But that's my number 5 for you.
Number 4 has got to go to the snake traps. I think the undead snake trap in particular is the best one out of these, but I got the life one. Still looks so cool. It's a snake. You can't go wrong with the snake. Snakes look awesome. Really in any video game, so just let focus. Yeah, snakes look awesome in any video game, and Trap Team is no different. These snake traps are awesome. Sadly, I do not have the undead snake trap. Gotta get it though. And I actually just sent one of these over to Mike, and you should go check him out because I accidentally bought 2 of these. So yeah, I sent that over to him. But yeah, life is my number 4 pick.
For number 4, I've brought in the Earth Hourglass here. Now, any hourglass would do, but what's cool about this one, now that my camera will focus in on it, is that it's an hourglass design on top of the little prism break disembodied hand thing. And it's really cool, especially since villains themselves have timers, and this in of itself is timers, so it's really clever, and it signifies the limitedness of the villains, you could say. And yes, limitedness is definitely a word, and if it wasn't, it is now because I said so. So it's just really clever to signify how the villains function within the game, being that they of course function on a timer. It's a really cool design. Texturally, it's very uniquely shaped and it looks cool. So I just really enjoyed this trap sculpt, hence why it deserves number 4 on my portion of the list right here. And now we can get it out of here. That was a loud foot.
This one is a good one. Not a lot of people have this, but it's the Dark Spider Trap. You can only get this in the Dark Element like edition thing. You can only get the spider in it. The Spider Dark Trap. It's the only element that has this particular trap. Both the light and dark element have a trap that is only in that element, and the spider one is just so awesome. It's a freaking spider. It's such a good idea to have a spider as a dark one. I think It's just amazing looking. It's perfect with the dark. I have, I think, Nightshade on this trap or something like that. Such a good villain. I mean, really any villain in the dark would look like great in this one. I love this one. That is why it's my number 3.
On guard. Yeah, that's right. For number 3, I have the sword trap, if I want to flip it right way around, that is. And what's clever about this one is that the trap sculpt itself is literally just the handle, but from the handle, the rest of the trap becomes the blade, and that's really clever. It's not only very playful, this, but the fact that they were able to play on a literal sword being able to be kind of like sheathed into the portal and trapping a villain is such a clever concept. It's practically perfect in execution. So I love the detail, I love the texture, I love the playability of this trap and the cleverness of the blade being the part they actually sheath into the portal itself. It really does have a medieval feeling, which is appropriate because that's when fantasy genres tend to be set during medieval times, and Skylanders at its heart is a fantasy franchise with fantastical creatures, a world beyond our own, you know, someone's fantasy, in other words. So really playing into that fantasy setting, that fantasy world building for this trap, again, it's really clever. Man, take a shot for every single time I said clever in this video. But yes, that right now is my number 3. And I realised using the live trap was a terrible idea because it's going to be so much more harder to green screen now.
Alright, another one of the new elements they added in. My number 2 has to go to the Hawk Trap. I mean, just look at this thing. It is amazing. I saw this on eBay or something like that. I was like, or not eBay, I saw this on Best Buy and I was like, I gotta get this. Just the trap alone is awesome. And the fact he got a whole set with it as well, I mean, come on. I mean, this is really awesome. Both the dark and light traps, their original traps, look super awesome. Luminous is perfect for this. Sadly, I don't have any other light traps just because they're way too expensive. I actually do have one more dark trap, so I'll pick up one. But I need to get more light traps, but this is definitely the best looking out of the light traps. I mean, it is a hawk, it's an owl, whatever you want to call it. And it honestly just fits perfectly with it. I think it's called the Heavenly Hawk. Awesome looking.
For number 2, it's flexing time because I have a light rocket, a very rare, expensive and valuable trap because they created these in limited proportions for some reason. My phone really doesn't want to focus in on this one. But yes, when it comes to the rocket traps, they're clever, well, texturally, it's fun to mess around with a little bubble here. Great, just as I got the camera focus and everything. But also, for rocket traps, they take the rocket directly from the Toys Bob logo and apply it to the traps. The fact that this was a way of developers kind of like honouring themselves, that's really clever. The rocket has a really great detail too. There's a little bit under the rocket that wouldn't signify, of course, for fire, for it rocketing up, and it is facing upwards too for that journey it's about to disembark on. It's got a little window there. Again, my camera's doing an awful job of focusing on this, so I apologise. But that doesn't take away from how awesome the trap is. Shape-wise, it's of course origins and the fact that it came from a Toys Bob logo, and they're doing a great job honouring themselves because they did develop this game, they did put time and effort into this game, so they deserve that honouring in a way. But that does it for my light rocket trap here. Enough of the flexing without further ado.
Okay, so I'm kind of cheating on this one because I don't actually have the trap, but my number 1 is the Ultimate Chaos Trap. I sadly don't have the Ultimate Chaos Trap, but I do have the Chaos Trap to kind of show for it. The Ultimate Chaos Trap is basically the Chaos Trap, just with like, I think it's bigger, and it has like the actual like chaos lines on his eyes or whatever. But just the Chaos Trap alone looks great. I mean, look at this. Like, how can you not think the Chaos Trap is the number 1 pick? Has to be. And sadly, I don't have the Ultimate Chaos Trap, but I remember getting this trap at like a CVS or something, like $5. I got super lucky with this one. I might just say the number 1 pick is the Chaos Trap. Either Chaos Trap. I'm going to move the camera again. I mean, it is the only trap that is specifically made for one villain. So it has to be number 1, right? It is the only trap that's specifically made for one villain. So it's awesome looking because it has his own freaking head on it. Chaos's bald head. Look at that bald boy. Look at him. Look, bro. The shine could blind you because of his baldness. Amazing trap. Awesome looking. Ignite the Fire, thank you for letting me talk about some of my favorite trap designs. Your trap picks were awesome as well. Thanks for having me on this channel for this top 10. See you guys later.
Now my number one choice here was easy. In fact, I have two. Now this is what you'd call the bunny / handstand trap. Now how could it be two things at the same time? Well, simple. Like this, it's a bunny. You have the ears, for eyes, for mouth, for lack of focus too apparently. And yeah, that's emphasised by the Easter Earth trap right there. You know, you have the little bunny features. But when you flip them upside down on the other hand, what you have instead is a handstand. You have the hands at the bottom, then you have a mouth, nose, eyebrows, and the eyes themselves below them. So how unbelievably clever is that you can flip these upside down and they have a design in of itself, and you flip the other side up and they still have a unique design, either a bunny or a handstand. And the fact that they were able to, in one single trap, take advantage of two different designs is beyond clever. Whoever came up with this trap sculpt, I do wish they got promotion because it's just so incredibly detailed, so cool. The texturing is top notch, as all of these trap sculpts preceding it have been. My apologies for that stutter right there. But with that being said, these two are my number one, and I want to thank Skylander Gamer TV for helping me out with this video. If you somehow have not subscribed to him and live under a rock, then you can find the description, well, in the description specifically, link to his channel. You should go change that because he makes some incredible content. And with that being said, this video, well, it's coming to an end. You're about to see the outro roll, for Pete's sake. Now, with that all being said and done, this video is coming to an end. But before that happens, I first want to thank all my Blazing Knights and Sculpting Dragons whose support allow me to continue pumping out quality videos like this one. Without them, this all wouldn't be possible. Therefore, I genuinely appreciate every last one of you from the bottom of my heart. If you enjoyed this video, I have others you can watch by clicking on screen now. And you can even subscribe by pressing the button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. But until that moment arises, peace.